Okay, we'll call the meeting for the Southwest Tech for Monday, October 24th, to 4 o'clock. Before we start, I have two additions that were just brought to my attention. There's a payroll warrant 1013 that's in our packet, but it wasn't put under the consent agenda. So payroll warrant 1009, 1011, and if you could add 1013, because we all have it in our packet. So there's no excuse. If you look through your packet, you would have seen it. And the other thing was a cosmetology field trip overnight was omitted in our packet, but it was in the Dropbox. So if you looked at your Dropbox, you would notice it's for the 17th and 18th of November in New Hampshire. And if we wait to vote on this, it will be, our next meeting will be after this event. So I hope we can bring this to a vote today. Okay, so under action items, if you put down under warrant policy, cosmetology trip November 17th, 18th to New Hampshire, and that will update everything. Okay? Okay, yes, go ahead. Second. Okay, all in favor of the amended agenda?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, welcome public. Anybody online on Zoom? Okay, seeing none or hearing none, consent agenda. First item, minutes from the RGB Full Board meeting Monday, September 9th, 2024.
Now move them. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Anybody got any changes, deletions, additions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, payroll warrants, 1009, 1011, and the new one added 1013, which is in your packet.
So moved. Second.
Okay, moving second. Any questions on the payrolls? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. And vendor warrants, 1008, 1010, and 1012.
So moved. Second.
We've got a motion and second. Any questions on the payables? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, cash flow, that's included, if you have any questions. Committee reports, policy. Asher.
Oh, yeah, so we had a spirited conversation the other day. We were down one board member, unfortunately, although, we were able to make quorum. We passed, policy 5120, concussion management, onto the full board for warning. That is a policy that would ideally be put into practice sooner rather than later. So it will be, I don't see where it's on the board agenda. Under the action item, let's see it, there it is. So we'll be voting on that. Furthermore, we continued our previous discussion on policy 5084C, which is personal use of wireless communication. Something in which that, some of the students might have gotten engaged, and I'm sure they may have had some thoughts on this. Nevertheless, we discussed it at length between two different policy committee meetings. We approved it for review. I'd just like to add a review date. We passed that unanimously. Policy 5176C, emergency medications. Was also discussed. We had a couple of edits, which you should see in your packets. We just have to change CDC to Southwest Tech a couple different times. Otherwise, we approved it for review. And policy 6190C, holiday observations and programs. We also discussed, although we tabled that for a future meeting, so that way we could look at this district equity policy that John Lamson had mentioned. Might be a good replacement for that, and possibly another policy. So any of you who are interested in that topic and conversation, please reach out to Sandy or myself in the next couple of weeks as we will prepare to plan the November policy meeting. I'd love to have you as part of that discussion, and hey, if you wanna join the policy committee, you know, wink, wink. Here, I'll actually do it there. And that was, all we did for policy committee. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. This personal use of wireless, we don't have jurisdiction, does it? Wait a minute. Now, all the kids who come from Mount Anthony already are involved with those little pouches where they put their phones in and they're locked in for the day.
All of the students on campus, whether they come
What
from
about Arlington and Hoosick and?
Arlington got them, Hoosick Falls got them,
It says right here, MAU and
Yep.
students receive pouches.
so MAU and Arlington students received pouches through SBSU. And then Hoosick Falls, BBA,
Arlington, no,
Grace Christian and homeschooled students received pouches from Southwest Tech.
And we do have the means to open
Yep.
any bag,
The
just in
unlocking
case.
mechanisms, yes.
That's correct, I just wanted to throw that in there, thank you.
Yeah.
That was just.
It's nice to note in here that people are talking with each other more often now and
Yes.
interacting with other
Yes.
ones, which is nice.
Yes,
Brings it
teachers
back
have
to the-
noticed, right, teachers have noticed that
Right,
students are engaging with each other,
Which is great,
they're
it's
having
awesome.
conversations, they're participating more in classroom discussions. Yes,
it's working. Okay, I just wanted to address that.
Absolutely, I appreciate the input, thank you.
Okay, Bob here for this update.
Rob is not here this evening, he's here, but tonight is the first night of his welding class that he's offering, so he wants to get them settled tonight, but he did give me an update to share with you guys. This is a summer and fall 2024 update. They've been very successful this summer with summer and fall enrollment. Interest in his classes are very strong. And he currently has 67 students enrolled so far this school year. So in the summer, they completed a LNA course. It was a full class with 8 students, and all 8 students passed the state licensing exam on the first try. He's also partnered with the tutorial center to get some of their students also enrolled in that course. We offered a butchering class this summer for students enrolled. That course was paid for by a local food system grant. So there was no cost to the student enrollment for that, and they are hoping to offer that again in 2025. He also offered an intro to the equipment course. 4 students were enrolled in that, and they successfully completed the 2-day course. All 4 of the students were town Department of Public Works employees from across the state. And that course was created in conjunction with and paid for by the Vermont Local Roads Program through the Vermont AOT. Intro to welding, he had 4 students enrolled and successfully complete that 3-day course. All 4 were from Bennington Department of Public Works. And that was also a course that was created in conjunction with the Vermont Local Roads Program through the Vermont AOT. Massage therapy has 3 students enrolled in the class. All 3 are doing well. It's a 9-month course. Students have to accrue 525 hours within the program before they sit for their certification exam. That certification exam is the MD-LEX certification exam. It's a nationally recognized, industry recognized credential. We have 5 graduated students who elected to return to Southwest Tech this school year. So they graduated in June last year, but opted to come back to complete certifications. We have 2 cosmetology students, 1 TV and video production student, a graphic arts student, and 1 in culinary. 6 students were enrolled in the CDL program from the summer. 4 of them are currently working on their range and over-the-road skills. 1 student is still working to pass the permit, and 1 student unfortunately had to unenroll from that course. This fall for LNA, it was again a full class. They had 8 students enrolled. 7 of the 8 passed their licensing exam on the first try this past Saturday. The other student will work to reschedule a test to get them retested. Culinary Basics is another course that we're offering. 10 students have enrolled in this training program, and it consists of them earning their ServSafe Food Handler certification. And it also includes 6 nights of hands-on instruction in basic food service skills. All of the students are refugee women who recently came to our community from war-torn countries. And the class is being paid for by the local food systems grant, so there's no cost to the participants. Intro to welding starts tonight. As I said, that's why he isn't here tonight. But they have 4 students enrolled in that. It's a class that's open to the public. There is a wait list for that course, but we will see to run it again in the next few months. As long as there's a wait list, we'll keep offering it. Blueprint reading also starts tonight, and that's it's a contract class in partnership with Command, and they have 9 Command employees that are enrolled in that course. We have started a bookkeeping course. It is an online course, but there is a high demand for bookkeepers in this region. So we decided to add that to the Ed2Go offerings that Adult Ed offers to our community. We have 2 students that are currently enrolled in the online dental assisting program that is also through Ed2Go. And future offerings may include a tractor operations, safety, and maintenance course. He's looking to offer that 3 consecutive Saturdays in November. The class will be paid for by the local food systems grant, so there'll be no cost to the participants. Winter and spring, he'll obviously also continue to offer LNA, which we seem to always fill and have a wait list, as well as CDL. Rob recently attended the ACTE Post-Secondary Career and Tech Ed Conference in Chicago for continuing professional development. He continues to be the president of the Vermont Adult Career and Tech Ed Association, as well as the Cooper Kelly Education Fund, and is continuing to serve as a board member on the Chamber of Commerce. He wanted me to highlight those things so that you guys know that he is still actively engaged in the community and networking and making connections with various businesses in our community.
Thank you. I just have a question. When we send our building trades, like they were building the Little League baseball, they do a lot of good things for the community. Do they just provide the hands-on and the materials are paid for by the
Customer? Yep.
Thank you. Any questions about Bob's job or report? Seeing none, we'll move on. Action items. The first is the CTSO Advisors for Skills USA. That's right in front of us. We have this package here.
Yep, so for the Skills USA advisor position, all of our CTSOs have advisor positions, somebody that will take the reins and be in charge of organizing the various competitions and paperwork and enrolling students and making sure that everything is on schedule for competing in both the state and national competitions. Skills USA, I have to say, is our largest CTSO because it involves multiple programs. Whereas, ProStart, POSA, those are sort of designated to particular programs. But Skills USA covers many of our programs. So it usually includes a lot of students. We do have a nomination in front of you for 2 advisors that would split the advisor role. And I can tell you from the work that has been put into this position in the past, it certainly can use 2, 3, 4 people probably organizing it, just because of the amount of students involved, paperwork, and everything. So the nominees are for Nick Delory, who is currently our culinary arts instructor, as well as Haley Delory, who is the paraeducator who is currently assigned to the culinary arts program as well.
I will make a motion to accept this nomination form.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
I just have one question.
Okay,
What is are they, I'm assuming they're related, or is that perhaps a wild assumption?
I don't know.
Same last name?
Husband and wife.
Okay. Cool, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Second one more.
Well, the authorized. You want to do that, or you want to do the? Okay, so we'll do the cosmetology 1 and 2 overnight out of state field trip, which needs board approval. The cosmetology program would like to attend the, the conference is offered at the Courtyard Marriott in Nashua, New Hampshire. It's a cosmetology in action student expo, but it also includes a competition. The students plan to compete in the updo portion of this conference. It's also an opportunity for students to meet with industry professionals, explore careers, and they also have classes for students to attend.
Here, motion.
I'll move it. Second.
Second, any discussion on this nomination?
Have fun and good luck. Have fun, good luck, and
Oh, yeah.
good luck, dude.
Our students seem to do quite well when I look
Yeah.
online. at the posts.
Yeah. And the competition does, it does advertise that scholarships, let me see, where did I read that? There was something about scholarships are offered for students that, perform well at the competition, similar to Skills USA, which typically does that.
Yes,
Just to take the minutes, will there be 10 or 5 students going? No.
Well, 10 students have been invited to attend. It doesn't mean that all 10 students will get permission to attend. So,
Okay, so just 5, that just means that it could be any number at 10.
it could be up to 10.
Got it, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, 10 students have been invited, but again, it doesn't mean that all 10 students will get permission to attend. Whether that be by the parent or because they'll be missing courses that they're sending school.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, authorized signature approval activities account.
Okay, so, in the past, prior to this year, Mike and I were both authorized signers for our activities account through Heritage Family Credit Union. Obviously, there needs to be a change to that. So my name will remain, but we've taken Mike's name off of that, and we need to add John's name to that.
Okay, so we have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Third. Fourth.
Okay, the motion to add John's name to the approval for activities accounts. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna warn the policy that Asher talked about, concussion management. This is a warning, not an adoption. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion and second. And again, you can still make comments about this before it's adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we did the comment. Now superintendent's report.
Okay, in front of you, you should have a copy of a newsletter that says Southwest Tech Updates on the top of it. Thanks to you, Fran. Yep, okay. This is a newsletter that was created by our outreach coordinator, Nicole Sauer, after gathering information from all of our program instructors. It's a newsletter that we would like to get in the habit of doing once a month, especially before board meetings, to share with you all what's going on in programs. It's also a newsletter that we're going to use to send out to our sending school counselors so that they're aware of what great things their students are doing in our programs. But just to give you a summary, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but you can read it at your own leisure. Southwest Tech students have been making great strides across various programs. In massage therapy, students are focusing on anatomy, physiology, and Swedish massage techniques, while culinary arts students have achieved a significant milestone with 100% of first-year students passing their ServSafe certification, and second-year students preparing for restaurant operations. Work-based learning is in full swing with students working on projects like the Habitat House and preparing for visits to Hudson Valley Community College. Special education has updated the IEP and 504 documents, providing study hall support for students, while business management and accounting classes are advancing through critical business and financial topics. Cosmetology students are offering services to the public, and medical profession students are preparing for job shadowing while participating in leadership activities through HOSA. Video and TV production is busy producing episodes of a new show. There's a link in your newsletter to check it out. It's a YouTube YouTube link. And human services students are exploring careers in education. Law enforcement students are sharpening their crime scene investigation skills, and graphic arts students are working on creative projects like designing items for sale in the Art-O-Matic machine, which is a vending machine that we have located down in our atrium, that the graphic arts students will design various items to sell in the vending machine. Advanced manufacturing, forestry and heavy equipment, and building trades programs are tackling hands-on projects from CNC milling G-code to log grading and constructing a pole barn. Automotive technology students are completing industry certifications and preparing for internships. Recently, students attended the Women Can Do event, where they explore new career opportunities and gain hands-on experience. Upcoming events include college visits, job shadowing, and fundraisers, ensuring students are actively engaged in both education and community involvement. So when you get a chance, take a look at the Southwest Tech updates for more program-specific information. That was just sort of a summary of what is in that newsletter. Open house we had on September 26th, which started with a welcome and a cell phone presentation by Mr. Lamson. So that went over well. Teachers have been, for the past month, they have been engaging in their statewide tech cluster meetings. They are expected to attend one in the fall and one in the spring, and that is where all of the students or all of the teachers in their career pathways get together as a group. It's a nice opportunity for them to run different ideas past other teachers of their similar career pathway, talk about industry recognized credentials, talk about different college courses that might be embedded in various programs. The fall session also included some workshops on teachers on how to integrate math and literacy within their programs. And then the second half of the day gave them an opportunity to really work with their colleagues from across the state. So it's a good opportunity for them to learn from each other. And I think it's a really good opportunity for some of our newer teachers to use as a network. In the month of October, we've been working on work keys testing with our students. Lisa Harrington-Redding has been testing students pretty much for the month of October, particularly in the applied mathematics and workplace documents tests. And that has been going over well. In the past, we've done the paper version, but we've been strongly encouraged by the state to move to the online testing, as we were the only school in the state doing the paper version. But we've successfully, I think, transitioned to the online version. And that seems to be going well. We will retest students in the spring. Any students that don't meet that score of 5 or higher, okay? October 23rd, this Wednesday, is our center-wide advisory committee meetings. So we have the students in the morning for half the day, and then in the afternoon, we have each program has an advisory committee. So we will be conducting those meetings in the afternoon on the 23rd. Also on October 23rd, the interim secretary of education has been conducting a listen and learn tour. She's been traveling the state and offering regional meetings to educational leadership groups. John and I attended one that was hosted at SVSU back in September, where we participated in a group discussion as well as some breakout sessions. The second piece to the Listen and Learn tour is to do regional meetings that would include educators as well as the public. So to get feedback from educators as well as community members. I'm happy to say that Mount Anthony and Southwest Tech have collaborated on this, and we will be hosting a regional meeting this Wednesday from 4 o'clock to 5:30 is the educator meeting that the AOE will be doing here on campus from 4 to 5:30. And then from 5:30 to 6 o'clock is the check-in for the public engagement piece. I would encourage board members to attend as well as community members to attend to really, it's your opportunity to give your voice and to really sort of listen to what the AOE is trying to gather as well as give your feedback. So the registration will be from 5:30 to 6 o'clock. That will be housed over at the Mount Anthony cafeteria. And then from 6 to 6:45, they'll do a welcome, introduction, and a presentation on the state level education data. that they've gathered. That session will take place over at MAU in their auditorium. And then from 7 to 8 o'clock, they'll have breakout sessions that will cover various topics such as student achievement and experience and college and career readiness, as well as education, finance, and budgeting. So I would encourage anyone that's able to attend the public session, to give your voice. That, I think, is what I have.
Thank you. Okay, under mine, I asked the superintendent if she would set up a tour for our next meeting, one of the departments, so she said she'll have that done, okay? I did have that AOE meeting, so I'll skip that. Finance meeting, could you refresh my memory when the first one is set for?
What we'd like to do is have our first meeting November 7th at 9 a.m.
November
So
7th?
those people who are on the finance committee, and obviously all committee meetings are open to board members, but November 7th for the finance committee, 9 a.m. here, and we would meet in the superintendent's office because it's usually a smaller group, so we'll meet in Meg's office. And from there, we'll move forward with scheduled dates, after that, but that'll be the initial meeting. Again, for any finance committee members that are on that committee, November 7th, 9 a.m., we'll elect a chair and we'll move forward with the business.
And I did give them the heads up of potential future dates, just so that people could.
I think it's gonna be a tough year with the health insurance going up and raises, and the governor saying that it's automatic 7% increase in education funding if everybody has a flat budget, and that's unrealistic too, so. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's all I have. Anybody have any comments, topics they'd like to bring up at the meeting?
I'm sorry, what was the date of the meeting that you recommended board members attend then?
Finance, November 7th at 9 o'clock.
No. Are you talking about the listen and learn?
Yeah, you recommended we attend.
Okay, so that is October 23rd, which is Wednesday,
Okay,
from 6 to 8.
and that's gonna be here?
Nope, from 5:30 to 6, that's registration, and that's gonna be over at the MAU cafeteria. And then from 6 to 6:45, they're gonna do sort of a welcome, introduction, and presentation of educational data in the MAU auditorium.
Okay,
Okay, and then at 6:45, people will move to breakout sessions. For the breakout sessions, we are going to use this assembly room as one of the rooms. I'm not sure next door, I believe they're using the auditorium as the other breakout room.
thank you.
Okay,
I just want to remind everyone that next month's meeting falls on a holiday, so we had voted when we looked over the calendar that it's going to be the following Monday, November 18th, because November 11th is a holiday. So just a reminder that it's not our usual second Monday, it's the third Monday, November 18th, and that one would be a 10 a.m. meeting. So just a reminder about that change.
Thank you. Question?
Nope.
Okay, seeing no questions, motion to adjourn then?
Oh, someone second.
Third, fourth.
Yeah, I already had the hand up right before.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, happy Halloween.